Shalom, everybody. There's a story from the Torah in which Moses goes up into the cloud and he meets with the Lord and he spends a little time up there, and then he comes down and he presents unto the children of Israel a sort of a sample portion, a body of mishpatim or ordinances. He presents these to the people and asks them, in essence, whether they'll accept them. And then Moses makes a sacrifice, and he takes the blood in a basin and he sprinkles it on the people, and he says, "Behold, Dam Habrit, behold the blood of the covenant." And then presenting the people with the law and asking them, do they want to enter into this covenant with Hashem? The people respond, and these words ring in the ears of the Jewish people right up to today. They say, Na'aseh v'nishma, Na'aseh v'nishma, which means we will do and obey. We will do and obey. Na'aseh v'nishma. And Moses goes up after this incident back to meet with Hashem, and he's up there for 40 days, and it didn't take a month before the people built a golden calf and broke the first of the commandments and worshiped an idol. And so Moses comes back down the mountain seeing this incident, and he has two tablets in his hand that are written with the finger of the Lord, written with the finger of God, the 10 commandments which he had previously uttered in the hearing of the whole nation. And Moses takes the tablets and smashes them in a dramatic illustration. But it wasn't just an illustration, it was real, that the covenant with Hashem had been broken. And it didn't take long. Israel broke covenant. Israel broke the first of the commandments, as I said. And so now I want to cut to the year 1789. America has just come out of a period of great uncertainty after throwing off the yoke of the British in the Revolutionary War, and then going through years under the Articles of Confederation, which was a loose, very disorganized kind of government. And the U.S. Constitution was ratified by the states, and the first president was named. And in those days, he might as well have been called the first king, because everybody looked at him that way, and he certainly could have been that if he'd wanted to be. But in any case, George Washington was sworn in at Federal Hall in New York City, and in taking the oath of office as the very first leader of America, he, like Moses, bound America into a covenant with God by his words. And I'll read to you more precisely what he said in his inaugural statement. And this is just a small excerpt, but he said, "The propitious smiles of heaven can never be expected on a nation that disregards the eternal rules of order and right." That disregards the eternal rules of order and right. So Washington there recognized that God was smiling from heaven upon this new nation, but not if that nation would disregard the eternal rules of order and right. And he officially brought America into a covenant relationship with God. And it's different in some ways, yes, but in like manner as to what Moses did. And he's right that God, his smiles from heaven won't be there if the nation turns away from his eternal laws of order and righteousness. And sadly, this is exactly what we see America doing right now, particularly in this age. And it's going against not only God's laws of righteousness and justice, but moreover, our own Constitution in America is being disregarded and violated and chipped away at. There's much that could be said on that topic. Don't have to get into it too deeply, but that's the gist of it. That's what's happening. Now, we're coming up on the season